Hi guys, I'm quickly going to show you what's going to go on with segment 1. All of our segments are getting ready to roll, or segment 2 and segment 3. But take a moment, let's look at what starts out with segment 1. Let me go through a screenshots with you and show you what's all that's offered in the movement lesson course. Get it started today to help your child. Thanks. Hi guys, let's go into segment 1. Segment 1 is jam-packed. How? Because it's got a lot going on. In day 1, we're going to get into what is going on with just the introduction of the course, but we're also, look at all of this, working with the head. When was the last time that you started off helping your child working through the head? We've got working through the head, working with your child's head, working with an adult head. The reason I show both is, first of all, so you can learn to work on everybody. You're not just here just to work on your child per se, but also when I'm working with an adult, I get to explain a bit more than with a child, because with a child, it's still their lesson. You know, you're working with the head with the glasses and all different positions, maybe in sitting, and then working with the skull. Now we're going to go into working with the spine, weight transfer, the skeletal system. I do teach a lot of what I call functional anatomy. We're not here to learn about pieces and parts. We're here to learn how everything works together, right? And then the homework that I have is, again, how to work with the infant video review, where again, if you're looking to see what I have to offer, right, you get to go into my sessions, right, and what's going on here, and working with your infant, right?
So now I'm going to go.
And so you get to these classes with me. Day 2, we're going to go into what I call the absolute horizon, where you are in space with your child. Introduction to day 2, right? And homework review, because again, that's part of the training, is you're going to go in and we're going to again work around the homework review.
And even though she had the
going home with you.
The fabric, and we were like, this doesn't match, and she's.
So that's all that happens. Now we're going to get into, again, working with the pelvis in the skeletal system, pelvis in your baby, adults. Again, working with all of this. Look at all the videos that you have to work with, right? And again, you're going into now a full infant evaluation. Here, the presentations are my video review, a presentation video, and review from a PowerPoint presentation. So you're getting all encompassing of what you would like to work in a class to get me. But the best part about the segment trainings are going into not only this kind of detail, is you get me for 3 weeks privately in your Facebook group. So, and that goes into where you get introduced there. Day 3, right, we're going again into introduction. Review of weight transfer in the spine, understanding movement in detail, understanding movement in the skeletal system, infant video review, right? Movement lesson on the feet through the skeletal system, and then with an adult on the feet, working with that and the toes, baby movement lessons for their feet. So again, when I'm coming into something like this, you are starting to see full on what it's like to be working on the feet. That's a great shot of me, don't you see? I'm sitting there trying.
Yes, it's embossing.
You can tell when I don't have my glasses on, right? But that's where we're at. Baby movement lesson for the feet, of just working with that as well. Again, you're getting all aspects of working with the small
light little towel
and going through that.
So again, it's advantageous. I don't have to worry about
with your child. Now we're really starting to see the homework. Embossing technique is one of the hand techniques that I use, working with all fours. Again, going over reviews, working with toddlers, infants, again, because working on all fours is a big transitional movement. It gets the spine to float. You work on your absolute horizon, going into your absolute vertical, things like that are going on. Day 4, again, movement lesson for an adult. Introduction, working with the feet, working with sitting, and again, in sitting with an adult, with the baby, with the skeletal system, you'll have visualization techniques from all different aspects of movement lesson. Again, going into the pubic bone strike, into that. The pelvis and standing through the feet, working with the pelvis through the feet. Again, we're working on beginning developmental movements, pubic bone strike on the adults, pubic bone strike in tummy time. Standing in the skeletal system and working with the spine. when I say homework, these are just extra credit reviews that we have, but at the same time, this is where you have 3 weeks. You might want to spend the whole first week of just sucking this all in. I really recommend that you spend the first week or as much time as you can to get it in instead of waiting for like the last 2 days. That way, as you start working with whoever you're working on it, and yeah, with Movement Lesson, you can get to work right away with whoever. This is not a wait and see. I don't restrict you from working with your family or who you need to help. Day 5, going into introduction. Hanging technique, it's another technique that I use. And then I explain hanging technique, working with the chest cavities. Again, you can see all of this. And my presentations. Now we're going into one of my Harvard presentations, infant developmental movement patterns, where I presented birth to 4.5 months, working and understanding movement and cerebral palsy, vision and cerebral palsy, the tailbone and cerebral palsy, working in with the shoulders, right? And all of that. Any kind of instruction that you need gets handled in with the group with the question and answer. Introduction, reviews, getting started going into the hand now, adult hand, newborn movement assessment is really big. It's something that I've presented again, and how we assess the babies. Working with infants' feet, working with the pelvis, getting in with sucking, working with the mouth with your child. Moving forward with Movement Lesson, introduction again with reviews, but working with the head, newborn movement assessment, working with the feet review, spine review. So we're making sure all of this is coming together with you and learning the Movement Lesson touch, right? SMA case studies, working with hypotonia, working with a 6-year-old with CP, medically complex 6-month-old, spinal cord and pelvic core. These are just core movements that need to happen, where we're getting into the introduction to movement and what's going into segment 2. All of this is available on your phone app, your iPad app, and what needs to happen, right? Questions of the day, too, as Facebook Lives. There are 133 videos that come as part of your segment 1 training. I look forward to you joining me to help your child, most likely, but any person in your life, including if you're a professional. I have doctors, physios, all sorts of other modalities that are coming into Movement Lesson because they know it's just a new and creative way to help and work with movement and understanding movement. Thanks so much, and see you for segment 1. We start this weekend.